You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl, and Sun King Brewery. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned into the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. The entire crew is here, starting off with my man Longevity. How are you, sir?
I'm great, man.
Are you?
I'm all right. My skin's peeling off.
Yeah, man, we had an issue earlier.
I gotta.
No, it's not leprosy.
Yeah, with biblical diseases and ailments.
Yeah, if y'all out there, man, in the chat or wherever you are, make sure you read the book, that good book, because Lone is scaring us over here. Look at his hand.
No, it was just from having that firm type grip, you know. And I
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
grab that bottle and
Jay Moore, I thank you. My man Jay Moore is in the building. How are you, sir?
Doing well. I'm blessed and highly vaccinated.
Does that bother you about his?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm, Lord know my heart.
Okay. Fair enough. To my immediate left, DJ Jay Diff. What's happening, man?
Salutations.
How's everything?
Everything's good, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Positive attitude today?
We'll see.
All righty.
Mm-hmm. Night is young.
I respect that. The night is young.
see how the table goes, right?
Yeah, I respect that. At least he honest. Don't lie to me. 50-50, tell the truth.
Yeah.
My man Red August is in the building doing his on-site production as always, producing the show. We appreciate you, brother. Shout out to the chat as well. We see y'all in there.
Feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm feeling all right. They didn't give us a...
I got a good one.
I got one too, but yeah, go ahead.
When was the last time you cried?
It was something bad. Well, what's yours, man? I don't want to talk about last time.
I'll be honest. Probably over the weekend. I
can't remember.
Thinking about friends that just aren't here.
Yeah.
That's been a kind of a constant thing for me. So.
That'll actually creep up on you, low key. I'll say
and especially since I'm reminded of it every weekend.
Yeah.
I had a couple family members too that was fighting with that thing out there, and it actually caught them. So
no,
I'll just say this year is rough.
Yeah. It's I think the fact that look. It's almost it's almost 2022, and a lot of us are still trying to process 2020.
I swear.
So.
Because 2020 part 2 was
we didn't get 2021. We just got 2020 part 2,
and the sequel was crazy.
The sequel was worse in my personal experience.
It was like the Ghostbusters 2 of years.
No, it was the
No, it's not. That's not accurate. No, it's not. That's not accurate.
Ghostbusters 2 was better than the first Ghostbusters.
It definitely was. But we've had this conversation, but I'm not about to do this.
It's
not about to do this.
In no universe.
What was your topic, sir?
Maybe Bobby Brown's universe.
Yeah. The only I wanted to say this because so much of the time on this show we discuss, unfortunately, people in the culture, rappers either going to jail, who've met their untimely demise. For whatever you think about her music, I just want to shout out Megan the Stallion for graduating for college.
Yes,
this weekend. I think that is
she gets a shout out for that.
She gets a
fallback for it too, because how they played her boyfriend on the gifts that he was giving her.
Oh no, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, see, that's when things get a little shaky.
I didn't see that part.
They weren't lavish enough or something?
I guess not. And her friends.
Well, those people need to shut up.
Her friends was talking crazy, and people.
Those people were not her friends.
That's comment section on
it was
page,
just like that's like
a clown dude.
I remember when Kendrick Lamar bought his sister a car for graduation, and it was a Toyota Camry, and people were like, "Oh, that's the best he can do." No, it's not the best he can do, but that's probably practical. And
what's wrong with a Toyota Camry?
Because they think, that Kendrick Lamar should be out here buying people
Lamborghinis
and Bentleys to drive.
You know how many rich people drive Toyota Camrys?
Yeah.
And why would I buy my little sister that to drive to?
Yeah, she can't
just
keep,
graduated.
She can't
high
keep
school?
up on the service and the insurance on that. Like if I get you a Toyota Camry, you'll be able to maintain that.
I had a brain surgeon when I sold cars try to talk me down on the price of a Corolla. He came in to buy a Corolla.
A brain surgeon.
Knowing he could cop anything he wanted in that place.
You know how much he makes a year?
I don't even want to know because I know.
He makes the type of money that you don't even run credit when these type of people come in. I mean, you do because you have to, but it's like it's automatic entryway into whatever you want.
Yeah.
They don't be like, they're not like, Well, I know you want a Camry, but the best we can do for you today is a Corolla. He came in there looking for a Corolla.
You know what's crazy? This era too on social media, there's a huge cloud of people that just perception versus reality. It's like, why would you diss her boyfriend for? Well, I didn't see the gifts. I don't know what that was, but
they actually was pretty nice gifts though. But I guess they just went up to par for her liking.
But
you know what? If she liked them, then that's fine.
That's all that matters.
Excited. She wasn't excited. She wasn't giving homie no type of reaction.
Look,
nothing.
Once again, and this is where we get but this is where we get off track, because once again, congratulations to Megan the Stallion for graduating from college, because with all the things, her winning Grammys and being on tour and selling all these records and getting really rich off of rap music.
Yeah,
it would have been easy for her to lose focus and not get her coursework in.
Yeah,
so like I said, we have to talk about all these rappers losing their lives, doing this, losing their families. Like, if we got something positive like that to talk about, to where a rapper finishes college,
I'm with that.
Then
I'm with that.
A lot of these
congratulations, Megan the Stallion, for whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter about your music. I'm not here to talk about your music or what image or nothing anybody got to say. Congratulations. The culture is proud of you for accomplishing that.
100%.
A lot of rappers that already got degrees before they even got on.
Oh yeah,
you wouldn't know it,
but you would never. J. Cole, college graduate. You know what I'm saying? And that's just off the top of my head. But I'm just saying, here's somebody who was already famous and had every excuse not to finish. And the industry's probably pulling her in all sorts of ways, and but she was like, "No, I got to finish this and turn this in." So shout out to her.
I give her peace for real.
I give her peace for that.
Just as a genius for real.
Low key, high key. Actually.
I saw somebody with the Megan the Stallion thing say, low key, she probably didn't even need to finish college because she's already learned all the business stuff, because I think she got a business degree.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here thinking, man, there's a difference between making money and understanding business and capital.
Right.
Capital. There's a difference in there.
She still could learn.
I know to the point to where we want to say that, college is overvalued in the sense of how much it costs, right?
Right.
But let's not devalue the fact that you can learn a lot from college if you go. The people 100%. That teach at those institutions, it is targeted education, and a lot of that education is great education.
I believe the children are our future.
And let's be clear, as popular as she is right now, in 4 years, somebody be like, "Oh yeah, remember when Megan the Stallion just was running things?" And as she from what I've read, she had a plan outside of hip hop, to go ahead and create a life for herself.
Yeah.
So once again, shout out to her. Congratulations.
Dance.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
Let's dance.
Yeah, shout out to her though.
Cue to David Bowie.
She didn't have to do that, man. She didn't have to stay locked in.
She could have just went
focused.
wrong and decided, I'm gonna be a superstar, and this is what it is. But once again, we talk so much about the negative. We got to get in that. We got to get that time in for the positive.
Long makes a good point too about the difference, the industry, and also what she could pick up from school, because she still can apply that. There's jewels that she could obtain from school.
Yeah,
I agree with you there. And she's setting up to be, she's a beast, man. Her portfolio is expanding. I saw they had he's laughing about what was the collab she did with the salt, the sauce, the
thought sauce.
The hottie sauce for because at first I always feel some kind of way about anytime I always feel some kind of way about black people endorsing fried chicken.
Yeah,
but when I found out that there was a certain amount of money that go to these non-for-profit organizations.
That's dope.
And this money had to go to charity. I was like, okay, we good.
Yeah, I just don't line behind it and everything.
Yeah, I just I just don't want anyone dancing and shaking ass just for chicken.
Yeah,
that's not like look.
That's where Hammer messed up.
It's not a good look.
Yeah,
Mary J almost bit the bullet on that one.
Yeah,
they leaked her little commercial that when she was singing about chicken. But she bounced back.
Well, that
came out unscathed.
My boy that sings after he comes through the door, Popeyes, that one still bothers me.
No, that's when I got Popeye. Get your ass.
Yeah,
Come
he
on,
need to
fam.
sit down.
Come on,
Yeah, I
fam.
was very disappointed in that young man.
Hey, he's saying that with emotion.
He was in there singing old Negro spirituals for
Not for
Popeye's
real.
chicken. I'm not here for that.
You should never.
He was singing from his gut.
There's
That's
all-
what I'm saying. You should never look up in the sky passionately singing about chicken. That's not.
What if he
that's not
really
the move.
liked Popeye?
I can't like it that much.
He gotta
don't
like
care.
it. He gotta like it a whole lot.
I don't care
for
how
him to
much you
sing
like
that.
Yeah, I don't care how much you like it.
Look, there's always
Luther couldn't even sing about chicken like that.
Luther wouldn't sing about chicken like that. Put Luther out there like
Luther
that.
was the king of jingles for a little bit on the low.
yeah, but
He
didn't
wasn't
sing about
singing about no chicken.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
and his name wasn't on it like that.
Nah.
Luther would have sang for no chicken on a commercial. I don't think.
No? What type of food?
He might have liked lasagna.
Well, I like lasagna.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That would be kind of cool.
Red August. I'm not condoning this,
I'm just
Luther
saying,
slander
look,
for the
there's-
record. Now,
If-
put me
look,
on the
if
record.
look, you got to understand. Like, I have to go home. Well, couldn't nobody offer me a bag like that to go sing for fried chicken like old boy?
I don't know.
Nah, I don't know what the bag was,
They
but I don't
probably wrote it down. They slid him the paper. He opened it, looked at it. He's like, let's hit the booth.
Hold on, you want me to sing a falsetto with it?
Right.
I got Popeye.
Fam was like, "Yep, rent's paid for the whole year."
Yeah, you know
House
what?
is paid.
Everybody said, you know what? I just said what I won't do, but I was like, I don't know.
J-Mo, they paid.
They slid him that piece of paper across the table. Was like, take a look at
You
it.
know, 'cause
Sure.
everybody always says, hey, there's always work at the post office,
Yeah.
but
J-Mo, I don't know, man.
they almost caught me slipping.
Your boy might have got, I don't know, 9 to 10 mortgage payments knocked out with that chicken check. So
With that chicken check, is that what we
yeah,
doing?
chicken check. So
I'm just saying.
Shout out to Chicken George.
No, I'm just saying because then you got to go to your neighborhood, and every time you walk in somewhere, they'll be like, "I got Papa." Yeah, you don't
I
want to
ain't
be that.
tripping.
You better do something to be more famous than that.
he gonna be like, the mortgage is paid.
Yeah. Straight up.
Straight
Ain't
up.
nobody messing with Pusha T like that about nothing. About no Arby's.
Pusha T does Arby's.
I did McDonald's.
I thought he wrote the.
Oh.
He did McDonald's and that Arby's. Dun 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 dun. That's a
I didn't know that.
yeah. That's
What?
a Pusha T song.
Pusha T out here getting to this paper, huh?
We
have the beef.
Yeah.
That's Pusha T, huh?
Yes.
We
Did he do the paperwork right on this one? He
Yeah,
said
he did the paperwork right.
He
on
said
that
it was
one.
trash on the McDonald's one.
Yeah, he took the money up front on that McDonald's joint.
I'm just telling you. I know. Never take the money up front.
Never.
Mike Tyson took it on Punch Out. He took
You
the
know
bread.
who else? You know who else took it up front? Vincent Price on Thriller.
Oh,
He took the money up front when he
Now that's
could have had
bad.
he could have had a piece of 47
You
million
know who
records
else took
sold.
the money up front? Person who did the Nike symbol.
Yeah. You know who didn't take the money up front?
Lots of people.
Jason Weaver
Yeah.
for the Lion King.
Smart
He
man.
still
yeah,
get
yeah.
His
paid
mom
off that.
said, "No. What's with some of these
Yeah.
royalties?"
They structured that
Think
right.
about the we was talking about the Wu-Tang show, the Wu-Tang logo.
Yeah.
That's another one.
He still
You can't
eat.
turn
He
from
still
that.
eat with Wu Tang. though. I give him that.
Yeah,
He's still part of the
That
crew.
Nike logo was like $49.
Yeah.
Man, could you imagine?
Whoever did that is probably somewhere in a mobile home, tucked off in the woods somewhere.
Mobile home?
They're gone years ago.
Oh, they died.
No, but they probably did.
Well,
You gotta
inside.
think- you gotta
they
think when
died
they-
You
inside.
said inside.
That's some stuff that'll kill you on the inside.
Yeah, that'd take you out.
That's why they're in a mobile home in the woods somewhere.
If
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
but here's my thing: if you're Phil Knight from Nike, right? Do you throw said person alley oop to be like,
That
man,
person,
good looking out, man?
Most likely, I'm guessing.
Even back then,
I'm guessing most likely the person's been somewhat
Somewhat
compensated.
I mean, just like there was this basketball player in the 70s. They're like, "Hey, we could either give you $100,000 or we'll give you like 5% of the company."
Yeah.
He took the $100,000.
Ooh, way. What company was that?
Nike.
Oh,
I'd have took the 5%.
Yeah, you think, but you
it
know,
burns.
I know, but then you think, at the time it'd be like $100,000. Like
sound good.
this is before the NBA was paying like that.
But this is why they present like people that do that are like they know that the person's going to take the $100,000. 9 times, 8 out of 10 times the person's going to take the $100,000.
Because people are broke.
People
Yeah.
are broke.
And
Look,
people want money.
Look,
People want money.
you could show somebody $50,000 in cash and say
Yeah.
you can either have this or this $500,000 check. They'd be like, I don't want that piece of paper. I want this money.
Yeah.
You know, that's.
I don't know about that.
I mean,
No,
I'm not
there's some
saying
people out there, Lone. It's some people
I'm
out
just saying there are people who be like, man, I'm gonna take this cash money.
Girl, we done came up. That's what they be saying.
What kind of education did them type of people come
got
from?
the
But you know what? Just think about it. Just think about if you show $50,000 cash or $100,000 check to somebody who doesn't have a bank account.
But I start with
I'll
real
start a
fast.
bank.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it
Well,
out.
$25 down to start me an
Be like,
account.
wait a minute, I can go to the mall
Hey,
right
listen,
now.
I'm calling up somebody and I know got a checking
Deposit
account.
into my friend's
I'm
account.
gonna sign this over to you.
Yep. When that
kick
thing
you,
clear,
kick you about a G. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hold the money and be like, man, I need 20. I need.
You're an extortionist.
I am. I need $30,000.
Extortionists get killed.
Huh?
Extortionists get killed.
Yeah.
That's what
You
we
see
hear.
the Kevin Hart show on Netflix?
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, with Wesley Snipes.
it can get
I ain't
ugly.
peeped yet.
It can get don't be out here extorting people.
All right. Well, if you gave me
Anybody
if
can
you
get
gave
it.
me $100,000 check to deposit for you, and I told you, Terry, I don't know, man, I might need 30 G's before I can let you get
That's
that.
what
bread.
happened to the guy that died.
I guess we're not cashing this check through you.
I'm talking about after you gave it to me, though.
No,
You get a better rate just going to
a check cash in place.
yeah, exactly.
That's called extortion. That's called death
Yeah,
You're right.
people
in
die for
certain
that.
circles.
People die for that, man.
You probably
Yeah, you do a better job going to PLS.
you pull up if I was to try to do something like that.
Now, if you got $100,000 out of
$100,000,
PLS,
you pull up.
Trying to get 30% out of $100,000
Terry, you pull up.
that you ain't do nothing for.
Man,
He said, man.
Loan sharks can do better than that.
I ain't no fool now. Terry, pull up.
dude, talking about $30,000 for $100,000 check.
What do I look like?
What I look
You're
like?
trying to. That's the people who launder money do better than that.
Right. You right.
Not that I would know anything about that.
I ain't put your business out
I can
there.
find somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody would do it for free.
Yeah. When I worked in finance, I saw many fake checks. That was
You was cashing them and depositing.
I sure wasn't because I'd lose my job. I lost my job had I done that. But I saw some good fake checks and fake money.
Yeah, check the watermark.
Oh my god, the money be so green, light green on that wax back there. Try to come in and hand it to you.
I got this from the bodega.
They gave it to me at the.
It's just pressed.
I got it back from Chains and Harold's. I'm like, no, you didn't, man. Calm down.
Man, this ain't got no mild sauce on it.
All right, man.
Anyways,
Shout out to Harold's. Let's go ahead and get into this first topic. Dave East. So I saw Dave East. This was a video that was posted. He was being interviewed, and Pete Rock shared this. And y'all know we've talked about Pete Rock's IG. Might be hit or miss depending on what mood you in.
He share everything.
He gonna share everything though. This was good, Pete, though, when he shared this
he's
one.
the DJ academics of music producers.
Don't put that on Pete. Is that
sharing
who he
content.
is?
You know him and Long beefing anyway.
I
so.
do. I mean, it's legit beef.
I mean, but some of the stuff he shares is like, what are you doing?
Act though? You gonna put act on Pete?
I think academics is maybe a little bit more
responsible
than Pete sometimes.
I don't know.
And that's pretty dangerous.
No,
to say.
He was gonna put them paws on it.
Oh man,
Not wrong.
I
dang,
mean,
Lone, I don't know, man. I don't know.
academics is kind of consistent with his
Consistently.
academics.
Oh man,
Well, that girl pulled a pistol on him.
air quotes.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
He's a clown though, for the record.
Pistola.
But Dave East was being interviewed, and he said he thought that based off his skill set, the question that was posed to him was, "Do you think you're underrated?" And he said, "I don't think I'm underrated. I think I'm in the wrong era. I think and he was talking about his cadence and his tempo and the way he raps and tension and lyrics. And I'm paraphrasing here, but he says
Even down to his look.
to his look, his style, like he looks nothing like the quote unquote, mainstream rappers now. He doesn't look anything like that. And he mentioned piercings and a whole bunch of crazy stuff. He went down the list. I thought it was dope that he actually said that out loud, that he just thought that he's in the wrong era. What do you guys think about an artist actually coming out and saying, I just think I'm in the wrong era and I'm just trying to maneuver and make my way through the current state of the game? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think he's being honest and he's being open. Some people might look at it and be like, oh man, you just supposed to adjust and stop saying that and you're trying to cop out and all this. I didn't take it that way. I thought it was a transparency
he's having a
moment.
successful career, honestly.
I would say so
look
too.
At it, but at the end of the day, even if he feels like he's in the wrong era as far as year wise or whatnot, he's very fortunate to even be able to say that, being in the running with all these other artists as well. Because I don't know if people know Davy's story. He actually was a basketball player.
To say, he was a hooper, right?
He was a hooper, and that dream didn't, manifest like he wanted it to. And he was also nice on the mic, so he was able to pick up that and run with it, and still became successful. So even though his style is a little different than the newer, it's actually Joey Badass is another example of somebody that could be mentioned as being in the wrong era per se. Their sound isn't I don't want to say cliche as the newer artist. It definitely sounds like a more underground sound, or not even underground, just more
about that last week.
It sounds more New
like
York.
Regional.
New York, more like a 95 through 98 New York style.
I mean, he came in with a cosign from Nas though, like to back up what he's saying, and then what you're saying as well. From a regional standpoint, it's definitely 100%. I guess early 90s New York, if you were to try to pinpoint.
And it's not all the way just old sounding, in my personal opinion. It still sounds like it's an updated version. It's even I've even said this with Griselda a few times, that they to me remind me of a more old school era of New York, and they're the newer class, but they're older though. They adapted. They adapted with the change of time, and they were able to still keep that same core that they came up with and polish it and put their own spin on it and keep it relevant. So
agree.
I think that's pretty nice.
Jump in there, Lone.
No, I mean, I agree. I think I see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, when I think of Dave East, I just think of a New York rapper who looks kind of like what we were just saying. Like I feel like he would fit good in a different era, and I feel like he would probably adapt to whatever era he's in. But he's definitely that type of artist. But, at the same time, like, I don't know. I just think that his style and everything that he does, maybe he hasn't been appreciated in the way that maybe necessarily he deserves yet. But I feel like a lot of artists that have kind of, went a similar path and stuck to the sound that they've done, it just takes them a little bit longer to get noticed on a broader scale.
Yeah.
If you think about like somebody like, just for example, I'm not one-on-one comparing him, but if you think of somebody like Royce the 5'9",
right?
Royce has always been super lyrical like Dave East is. He's always had a specific type of production he kind of raps over. He's always been extra Detroit. But then he got a couple writing plugs, and he continued to put out good material. Started working with Diddy as a writer, did some other things. He started working with Primo, then the Slaughterhouse thing, and M, and all that stuff. And then Royce starts to become more of a household name, and he kind of develops his own type of thing within that.
Yeah.
I feel like Dave East's path just might be take more time than some of the other artists that are maybe more so what's popular, maybe.
Because I don't, I think to Terry's point, it's not outdated is not the word.
No,
it's just
not that at all.
He pulls from that until
you can hear
comes from that era. He pulls from that era, or was influenced by that era. And you talked about the hoop. I know a lot of people know, but some people may not. Like him and KD was on the same AAU team. So Dave East really could hoop. Like he was out there. I ain't saying he was the best player on the team, but I did my research and
KD was on the team. So.
Definitely the best player. But he could get busy from what I heard. He has some skill. What you think, Jay Moore? How does that make you feel to see an artist come out and be that open about possibly being in the wrong era?
Well, see, this is where I'm gonna be a little bit controversial.
I mean,
is that an excuse for why he hasn't been able to achieve more, within the marketplace by saying, oh, well, if I was just out at this time, I'd be way more popular. When I think about Davey, and the thing is, I'm a fan of Davies, for a while now. But the thing is, the people who rhymed like Dave East, when we talked about the 95 through 98, they didn't really get, they got their love, but they weren't on the radio like that.
No, they didn't weren't get, super like that either.
When you think about somebody, I remember OC Jules. I remember loving that record. That record didn't really move mountains as far as like radio and records were concerned. At all. Even when we talk very glowingly about someone like Big L. Big L really didn't get his props until after he was gone.
Facts.
So I almost want to know what era he's talking about. I didn't get into the whole article, but he
didn't really name one, but I kind of got an idea based off how he said
so when I think about an era where Dave East would have, seemed like he was more comfortable in the marketplace, there's a good chance you wouldn't have enjoyed a great deal of not only mainstream success then, or you wouldn't have been written about. I mean, people would have been like, oh yeah, Dave East is dope. Just like we talk about him now, you would have been the same thing then, because of the music that you make. And I think the music that he makes is actually good, but you have to think about exactly, the people who may have influenced you. These people weren't always lauded, or they may have never been particularly lauded. Even when you think about Nas, Nas's Illmatic didn't go platinum until like maybe 5 years after it was out. In fact, it didn't go gold in its initial run because, there's not a radio hit off of Illmatic.
It wasn't looked at then like it is now.
People have this romanticized idea about what Illmatic was when it came out. But I remember what it was. First of all, it had been bootlegged super heavy. That was one thing. But there were no hits on Illmatic. There are songs that we loved, things that moved the culture. But when you're talking about an era when he was out at around the same time as Notorious B.I.G., you're talking about he's out at the same time as Snoop Dogg. These people were moving culture and they were moving units. When you talk about what, being in the wrong era, honestly, if you're from the cloth that you're cut from, honestly, you may not have done any better 25 years ago than you're doing right now.
But he might not be referencing this related to like how good he would do. He might just be like, my peers would be more so from that era.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
See, that's the way it came off to me. I don't think he was necessarily and saying that.
And from that angle, I agree with him.
Yeah, but to your point, Jay, more about the angle that you're taking, I don't think he was looking at it from a standpoint of, had I been in another era, I would be more successful. I think he was just talking about his surroundings, and just the overall appeal of the game. That's the way I took it.
Okay, that makes sense. Because how, but at the same time, one of his peers in a way is J. Cole.
Well, I'm with you when you're right.
One of his peers is Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
One of his peers, is, for whatever you got to say about Drake. And there are times when, when he's not trying to be super commercial, Drake does have the potential to get busy when he wants to.
It actually may have worked out better for Dave East musically by being in this era because it makes him stick out a little bit.
Yeah. Same with Joey. That's why Joey shines so much. Joey's super talented.
And Joey has a what I always say, like, currency cult following. He has one.
I was there. We were there when he gained that following. I was in the blog. I was blogging at that time,
100%,
and I saw it. Like, the people that liked Joey were because Joey reminded them of the 90s.
100%.
That's why he blew up.
That was his wave. Like, that was his whole. That was his whole wave.
Sure, he was good, but that was it. That was the reason why Joey escalated the way that.
I think with East though, Terry made a good point. He's still been, he's a successful artist. That's why I think it's more about he was just referencing his surroundings as opposed to sales or charts or anything like that.
Dave East is not trying to do the goofy stuff that you have to do to be a celebrity these days.
At all.
He's not trying to show up on red carpets with, IG models. He's not, jumping out of cars and throwing money on the street or being at fashion shows. That's unfortunately what a large part of celebrity is. But that's where we're at right now.
No, I can dig it. But shout out to Dave Eakes, man. It's just like sports with athletes and reporters. They always talk about we want
athletes.
Shout out to Charles Barkley, athletes. They always talk about we want the truth from our athletes. We want the truth from them. We don't want them to lie. We don't want this, that. So I appreciate the transparency because I agree with him 100%.
Yeah, I don't actually think there's anything controversial about what he said at all.
No.
Yeah, I think it's dope that he said it. Maybe I don't know if other people will be as open, but salute to him. All right, man, let's go ahead and get into
on the partners.
Yeah.
Halfway.
All right, let's run the partners. Red August.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. Sun King Brewery is what we're drinking on every episode. Check out their many local locations, and they might just be selling in your city if you're not in Indianapolis. And the best way to support the new old heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
All right, welcome back. Shout out to our partners as always. We appreciate them. Good. Don't know what happened there, but I think I can still hear everyone, so that's good.
We good? Can everybody hear us? What?
Yeah, as long as I can hear everybody, that didn't happen. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into our next topic. Let's talk about Russ. Russ has been floating around on
Russell
Breakfast Club. He had a LA Leakers, I believe it was whatever. Breakfast. Shout out to Breakfast. LA Leakers freestyle. I believe that is where I saw that. Red August talked about the freestyle as well. He snapped. And he just dropped his project. Is it 𝗀𝗲𝗄? Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. We talked about the track list off air last week. Production credits, man. He got some heavy hitters on this one. I saw High Tech. I saw Ninth Wonder. I saw Bink. I saw Boy Wonder.
DJ Premier.
Primo. Jake One.
He wasn't playing no games.
He wasn't playing no games at all. So I respect him for going out to get guys like that. To lay the soundscape for it. And he actually delivered. I heard it, listened to it. And the project is fire from what I heard. So shout out to him. But he actually, when he was doing that freestyle, it was on LA Leakers. He basically was just calling out rappers that actually have rap skills. He's calling out a lot of rappers to make more projects that are quote unquote chomp-like, what he said. And I'm not mad at this because this was refreshing to me to hear him, number one, say it, but also coming off of a project that he delivered. Like, it's not like he's saying it and he bombed on his album and failed. Like, he actually executed what he was planning to do from a production standpoint and content. Like, he took care of his business, then came out and said that. But do you think it's going to quote unquote inspire any of the artists that he's talking about because it's coming from him, or is it going to kind of fall on deaf ears? Because I don't know if the competitive nature is there like it used to be. If you'd say this, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, I think somebody might have quote unquote been challenging him like, yo, he's right. I want to make an album where I'm going off or I'm making this type of content. I don't know if this is going to be received. I like the
Is he only talking to newer artists or is it open to all artists?
I think it's open. The way I took it, it was open. Rappers with actual rap
Cats
skills.
got busy on his album.
True.
I think who was on there? Jada?
The features were
Jay
nuts.
Electronica.
Yeah.
Electronica?
Oh no, Ghostface was on.
Jay Electronica was on there. Game, Ghostface.
Yeah, Ghostface was.
Ghostface
on
was.
there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Raekwon missed. He said he wanted Raekwon, but he couldn't get Raekwon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Jump in, Jamar. What do you think? Like, I like it. How you think it's gonna be received? I'm not mad at it.
I think because it's coming from Russ, it's going to fall on deaf ears because they like Russ ain't on TV, Russ ain't on the radio. Like, even though they could look at his numbers and see what he does as far as the gate at his concerts, and
yeah,
they'd be
one
like,
song on the radio.
One song.
Yeah,
he's pretty open about anti-industry.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people who want to be industry so very badly that it's going to fall on deaf ears. Even though, when I hear him talk about, the art and the way you are able to deliver art, it makes perfect sense, and everybody should look at the model and say, hey, well, why don't we do this? But there are people who are like, I want to go to the award show. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I think they'll be like, man, whatever. That's just Russ. He's talking. That's something like, and he'll be dismissed partially because he's white. He'll be dismissed partially because he's doing actual rap records with people. Will be like, man, nobody checked for Jay Electronica and Ghostface and all these. Once again, everyone is such a prisoner of the moment. Now if he wound up having 21 Savage and Drake and 𝗏𝗧𝗏 all on the album, it'd have been different. But he actually had people on there who might out rap him, and he said
some people did.
He said, yo, Black Thought definitely got me, but 100%. Black Thought gets everybody, so that's nothing to be ashamed of. So there are people who are who will look at who he has on the record. I mean, even if he got Snoop on the record, you know what I'm saying? But that's not enough for people because they feel like none of these people are on the radio like that anymore. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm saying there are so many people who are prisoners of the moment and prisoners of exactly what's popping right now. He would have to, like I said, he would have to have the people who get, if he had, like I said, if he had Drake and then, Megan the Stallion and he has to have those people for them to care. To have the people that we care about, to have the 𝗏𝗔𝗥𝗧𝗏𝗔𝗏𝗍 and the J Electronica on there.
Sorry.
We know what you mean.
That doesn't mean the same to a 22-year-old or 19-year-old
wouldn't sound
kid.
as good if he had used them.
I don't think so either. But there are people who want to be all on the Grammy show and whatnot, and they want to shine, and they don't feel like why would I stand next to these people? Why would I get DJ Premier and High Tech when I could get Metro Boomin and I don't know who else,
Hit Boy.
Who actually had heat on this?
Yeah. But okay, but
Hit Boy can go either way.
But this is the thing: if you look at the production credits on Chomp 2, and and there's a 19-year-old rapper, and you say, okay, do you want the production credits on this, or do you just want to get 6 Metro Boomin beats? They're going to take the 6 Metro Boomin beats because they feel like that's what's hot, that's the culture. So honestly, I feel it's going to fall on deaf ears. It's a shame, and I don't think this. If when we talk about eras, there'd have been a time when this would have bent culture a little bit, but it's not going to do that now because it's Russ.
Let me read this. Let me read a quote here, and then I'll come to you. I'm gonna come to you, Lone. It says, "I'm trying to create that home because I know I'm a fan of that style of rap." He says, "You feel me?" He says, "And I wish more artists who can rap and really go would make these projects, would do a Chomp-like series because I still like hearing rappers just rap on a beat for 2.5 minutes, 8 songs in a row. I still like that. So that's a part of his, his explanation as to what he's saying, because he's just looking for bitters, people that's just going to rap. Go ahead, Lone. Sounds like you might have had, you said maybe. Did you say maybe to something he said?
I feel like Russ is changing culture in a way that is completely counterintuitive to anybody that looks at the music industry as the music.
Okay.
Because he's created his own thing with pretty much his middle finger to the industry, in the sense of, even on the interview, he said, why he's like, I had an epiphany. I saw a small clip of it. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I want to watch it. The Breakfast Club interview.
Actually, it was just him and Charlamagne.
Was it that? Was that whole
which honestly made it a much better interview.
Did that make it better? Okay.
I like Charlamagne's interviews.
When it's just him, he really gets to it.
But, he talked about just the industry, I can't really say, forget the industry if I still care about industry things. And why am I caring about getting this look in the industry if my entire brand and entire persona and build is based off not that? And he made a lot of good points.
He's very good at it.
He is. Russ has done Russ better than almost anybody has done themselves in the music industry in a long time. He's
Tech Nined it pretty much.
He has. Absolutely. He's Tech Nined it. But what he's done is that the same way Tech Nine did it, he worked at becoming and taking what he wanted. Like the industry route, a lot of times I feel like people want it because they kind of see it like, if you get hot, you can skip a lot of the work.
Mm-hmm.
You can't skip the work if you do what Russ did or if you did what Tech Nine did.
True.
You can't do that.
Because a lot of people are just pretty much shooting a shot in the dark, trying to get that one hit.
Trying to get the one thing.
And then once they get that one hit, you have to follow that up. And then they have to use other people in order to keep that momentum going. Whereas
like
Russ, he's doing what he wants to do. He's using rappers that really rap. And producers that really produce. And that ain't saying that people aren't really out here rapping and producing, but he used core
get over it
hip hop individuals on this release. And like we said last week, it looked good on paper, but it sounded good too. So
I haven't even heard it yet.
Yeah. So I think you like this one.
So I'm not even speaking to that. I'm just speaking on the fact that I can respect. I mean, he's been doing this for, even when he was releasing a song every week for a year and something like that. Like his grind is amazing. His the way that he thinks about doing stuff, and he puts the work in. You know, and I'm gonna just go on a really small tangent. And
go ahead.
You know, I had a thought this last week. You know, a lot of us that put in a ton of hours into whatever our craft is, it's like we look for that 10,000 hours. We look for cool. Once I reach that 10,000 hours, I become a master at this, right?
Yeah.
What happens when you get those 10,000 hours, but then you stop working as hard? You still have to put the hours in. Yeah. If you put those extra hours in, now that the fact that you have become really good at what you're doing, you're just amplifying everything that you're doing. And I feel like Russ has done that really well. He got really good at something, but he stayed working at it. He didn't,
same hunger.
He didn't lack in it. He just was like, cool, I'm good at this now. Now everything I'm doing is going to be 3 times, 4 times as good. And I kind of had that thought to myself recently, randomly this last week. And I was just like, you know what? You can't get complacent on the stuff that you're good at and the stuff that you want. You have to continue to work for it. And I feel like Russ is a really good example for that. And more so, aside from all this, he is completely made, like, he is not, it doesn't matter what the industry does. It, like, his success is completely aside from anything else. Like, it's just based upon him and his output and what he wants to do, because he's done it the way that he's done it, and he's built his core base and the things that he's done. He is not relying on outside factors.
No, he doesn't need.
It's all on him.
Because it's something. It kind of relates back to something that David Banner said one time. He said, "Look, I have y'all, so I don't need them." You know, and when he's saying y'all, he says, "I have my core fans." When he put out the God Box, he said, "You know, I put this out. I didn't need the industry to co-sign this because my core fans had my back." Yeah. So I was able to sell, you know, basically a $50 album, you know, that came with a flag and came with a CD and a T-shirt,
DVD,
you know,
all that.
And so what?
No DVD.
DVD?
Nah,
it's Blu-ray.
That's outdated.
Yeah,
I thought it was. I really thought he had one in the box though. Maybe
he might have.
I'm just saying, and like Russ kind of embodies that. He's like, I have these people over here. I don't need XXL. I don't need. Is that even still a thing? I mean, other than
online.
I mean, he's a Dave Chappelle skit.
Yeah,
the one when he says I'm rich. Edit. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did it on his own. He's got whatever he needs. He doesn't really need anybody to point and tell him to jump high and sing this, and you need this type of song. He did it exactly how he wanted.
So he's somebody that doesn't care about chart position, because you know what? I don't care about chart position because when I show up to a venue, there's 10,000 people there.
Right. What's the matter? Like the perception or the reality?
Yeah, because there are people like, and he said this, and it's true. I've seen it to where there are people who have songs get played on the radio every 45 minutes and they can't do a club date.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mike.
Nah, I'm with it,
man.
And I think we even left out some of the features that we mentioned. The majority. I didn't even mention Harry Fraud, who I think is
Porter.
Dope. Mr. Porter. Didn't even mention him. He's dope. I didn't even mention Bink, the legend, the OG. So he really went. There's no.
It looked like he tried to make like a super hip hop album.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the type of stuff
This
is the type of stuff that like a high school cat that has listened to all these artists is sitting there writing down track lists saying, I want such and such to produce this song. So, and he actually,
you know what this is like?
Made that manifest and materialize.
I mean, rest in peace. This is something that Mac Miller would have done.
I can see that.
What I mean?
I can see that.
The one thing, not to steer this away from Russ, but Mac was somebody who, like, through his entire career, he was like super excited to work with the legends every time that he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he showed that love.
Him and Anderson .Paak got hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Anderson .Paak wasn't a legend when he was working. I mean, I can't really sit here and say he's a legend now yet.
Right.
But approaching.
He's getting
on his way.
Yeah,
the only other thing that I'll say about Russ is that not everybody can be Russ because not everybody has put in the type specified work that Russ has done towards his career to owning himself.
You dropped as I always say, you dropped a bar when you talked about the 10,000 hours and staying consistent, because it's just like athletes. It's like, you know, corporate
Kobe
America
is the perfect example of that.
Kobe is the perfect example because you get comfortable once you get to, I made it to the league. I'm good.
I'm good now.
Yeah. Like I got my promotion. I'm good.
I did the work. Where's
Where's
stuff?
my money?
You still have to
work. Kobe was training like he wasn't Kobe. Rest in peace.
Kobe was shooting shots at 5 a.m. every single day.
Yeah.
But you know, this is the thing when you know, we've talked about the 10,000 hours before and become a master of your craft.
Yeah.
But see, this is where the problem comes in. Because I saw a story about Bobby Shmurda talking about, like, it only took me 20 minutes to write Hot Boy.
Yes,
don't get me started.
That's one of the people that's searching for that hit, though.
But see, but once again, it's somebody who's like, man, you know, if I can just catch a hot one, you know, why would I put in my 10,000 hours if I can get hot off for 20 minutes?
That's the era that we
now,
in.
Mind you,
because the way he wrote that post too, he was saying that 20 minutes changed me and my people's life.
Right.
Which
and it can.
That's true, and that kudos to that situation.
But those are few and far between.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Look at designer.
That's the era that we're in, though. It's like, is that designer?
It could be.
That's the sample that Kanye used on Remote Control.
I tell you one thing: the dumbest thing that I saw on the internet at the time the designer was out, and I know this is okay. Thank you, Red August. Got to get your last topic, but this is the dumbest thing that I've ever seen. His Timmy Turner freestyle. Somebody said it was an African proverb. What? That's the dumbest thing that I wish I could find a comment.
Yeah, don't stress yourself out trying to find
it.
Timmy.
He's like, man, y'all just don't. Timmy Black. Y'all just don't understand.
They tried to make that go in the club. We was like, no.
Y'all don't understand. It's just it's an African proverb. Y'all ain't deep. I said, man.
African proverb.
Because then they'd be like, well, you know, you can't hate on Africa. I was like, no, that's not what that
ain't
was.
nothing but hood jibber jabber.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so go play Timmy Turner and try to
play Timmy Turner Club, see what happens.
See if that's a proverb.
Yeah. You have, but with all that being said, you can do both.
Yeah,
you can grind and put a ton of work in and be like Russ and still try to get that hit. You can do both.
Yeah,
and then if the hit doesn't fall off, at least you have a career.
Russ said he bought his mama 2 houses and a car on his album, so I guess they all right. All right, let's get to this last topic, man. I don't know. I saw it. I don't know if everybody saw it, but saw the link where Doja Cat was live and she was listening to, of all things, a Little Brother record in the background, Whatever You Say.
Whatever You Say. Yeah.
And she's going on and on about
she's rapping the verse.
Literally rapping the verse, but then she goes on a tangent about how cold the verse is, how it didn't rhyme, which we've all...
Hey, put him on the song. Don't be like Drake.
Yeah.
Thank you. And she was giving them peas, and I saw Phonte reposted and Pooh reposted it as well, and like he was calling Phonte a legend and all this type of stuff, and that was a good moment, especially coming off of what Little Brother just went through with the listing, and I mean not the listing, the minstrel show and the wax and all the stuff they had with ABB. It was really good. I felt good seeing them get peas. I guess I didn't know Doja Cat would be the way they got some flowers, but I ain't mad at it. They got.
I don't even hate Doja Cat like that.
Nah,
I don't listen to her music like that, so I'm not that familiar. But I understand the story.
I mean, I know she was in racial chat room showing feet. But at the same time, she's just trying to get that money.
Jay Moore, Jay Moore, you had a point about that, man. You want to kind of expand on before we got out of here.
Because for a quick minute, they were trying to get Doja Cat. This is once again how you can't cancel anybody because you cannot destroy what you didn't create. Okay. And Doja Cat is a perfect example of that. The people who like her music were not ready to get her out of here. Yeah. So they were like, okay, because like even when I tried to do the research and the science on what it was, I was like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah.
But we're not going to get her out of here. And she knows how to make records for the top 40, and she knows how to get down on a record with Sweetie and French Montana.
I mean, videos of her breakdancing and stuff like back in the day, like,
and low key. Maybe not low key. She can actually rap.
Yeah, like
I ain't mad at it.
She's
she
like
has good music. I ain't go front.
She's like a B girl. You know what I'm saying? And so
there's videos of her breakdancing.
It's not really surprising to me to know that she would know who Little Brother is.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand why it's like that for other people because like and the thing is before even she got her mainstream look, she had been putting out music. Everybody hears,
the 𝗀𝗃
song.
Yeah, that's what
and that was her first look, and she did that almost as a joke.
Yeah.
But you know what? Things that you do as a joke could really get you put on.
That put her on.
Moment.
I'm talking about on
and it got her, and then when it was time for her to put out, another
Cheeks
song
out too.
Yeah, so when she put out the Juicy record, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about.
You're right though.
It was go time. Once again, that's
we talked about it last week
when we talked about like
Cardi B.
If you're going, but even when we talked about how if you are going to, I'm not going to say she was trading dignity for attention.
Nah,
but honestly, if there are people who see it like that, it worked for her because she had albums out. She had something for us to latch onto, and then
she was ready to go.
She had something tangible.
After that moment passed, okay, she hit the ground running. You know, it just wasn't a situation to where we're like, oh yeah, remember that song about the cows?
Yeah.
And we're looking up 2 years later, like that was really funny.
It's
and, like,
crazy
I wonder
that
what
nobody
she's
even
doing
talks
now.
about that song.
No.
She has so many hits on the radio and stuff now that the cow song is.
People don't even.
I mean, it's out there, but. It's a distant memory.
It ain't even is it associated with her at this point?
I mean, she just did it the right way.
Yeah.
Okay.
She like in the same sense, like it's like I've talked about it for the last few weeks, so I guess I'll bring it up again. It's like having your content and then being able to do what you do. Like she was able to find a viral moment that she knew what to do when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
She was able to press gas. As soon as it happened, she was able to press the gas
and it was like,
off.
oh, I got this over here. I got these 2 albums, and then I got this coming too.
Like Lone said, being ready in that moment though.
Yep.
That's
you got to keep the momentum.
Yeah.
Got to keep the
The
momentum.
thing about Little Brother though is what we're finding out, and we're not strangers to this, but it's an episode of your favorite artist's favorite artist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that put Little Brother up on a pedestal, but they haven't given them that look to actually put the shine on that they need. Now, I don't even know if they really want it, but there's certain artists, hint, hint, that could have.
Thank you. Because
they gave him a bone. So you should return that once you get to a certain level. I'm just saying.
Terry, there was an interview with that Phonte and Pooh did. A couple of them were floating around, on the tour for the press run for the last album, and somebody asked him about that.
May the Lord watch.
Yeah, may the Lord watch. And he was like, at this point, it's like he's cool with it, and he didn't really expect anything. But he did say the fans are still mad about it, like what you just said. Like
it kind of rubs you the wrong way.
We wanted to see. You don't see somebody gush over somebody and say, "Oh my God, it's just the biggest inspiration." And we grew up on y'all, and I used to listen to this, I used to listen to that, and then become the artist that Drake became, and not throw one bone back,
one lob.
That don't sit right with me.
You have a posthumous Michael Jackson feature on your joint.
Oh yeah.
But Phonte,
that everybody looks up to, obviously. But I mean, you said that Little Brother was like your favorite, and you have not given them that.
Like you've had time. You had time to make a record with Fetty Wap. You had time to make a record with Dirk and them. You've had time to make records with everybody except the people you say
time
inspired you.
Really set the table for you. Really set the table for you.
And what's crazy,
and threw your bone on comeback season.
Here's what. But I chuckled at this part of the interview, and he couldn't remember it, but he kept saying it over and over again. He was like, "Lord, something." It turns out that he has a verse for the Lord knows, but it never came out.
Phonte has a verse.
He said, I believe the song was called Lord something, and the reporter
Lord
was like,
knows that was probably on the second
the
album.
Just Blaze beat.
Yeah, is
He said he said it ended up being Lord Knows, but they put Ross in there and something happened with the timing. But I can only imagine Phonte bodying Drake on Lord Knows. I can only imagine what that sounds like. So, I mean, we'll probably never hear it, but he did mention, he's like, I think it ended up being Lord Knows, which would have been nuts if you'd have heard Phonte, you know what I'm saying, on that beat, especially with the breakdown and how it changes and the chords and everything. But
it's got to be an interesting dynamic too. Like, I mean, I don't know what it's like to be Drake and to like want to go back and work with a whole bunch of people too. You know what I mean? I don't know what that's like. I'm trying to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, but hey, I don't know. I don't know what that would be.
I mean,
like
they're still relevant though. I mean, they're
they're fine.
doing music.
It's not like they're irrelevant. It's like
it's not like some like
it's not a charity case for you to be like, man, Phonte, what's up? It's not that.
This is what bothers me about it, I guess.
Like a Black Rob situation or something.
I don't dislike Drake at all. I like Drake.
Nah, Drake is dope.
I don't think that the meter's gonna turn any which way from him by giving
that's true
Phonte or a Big Pooh a feature on his album.
Drake could do a Russ like album and he would do nothing but probably gain fans.
Yeah.
He's not going to lose any
traction. He's going to gain the fans that kind of want to like him, but won't like him because he's not hip hop per se.
He doesn't write his own stuff.
As relevant, or you know, it's subjective, but as we say, Little Brother still is, because they still are out there. It would benefit.
Phonte dropped a classic album solo joint. Yeah. Like 2-3 years ago.
To me, it would benefit. Still, it would be able to benefit them if you get Phonte and Big Pooh on a studio Drake. I don't care if it's a mixtape. Like, but in today's era, I think that would do them well.
Drake still has handlers and people who
has handlers.
And, you know, there's still people, you know, at his record label like, okay, now we have to strategically put this here and we have to do this. And like, why would you put, who are these? Who is, you know, it was just like at one point,
Certified Lover Boy sounds
they
like
were
that.
trying to, you know, they were trying to do something at Def Jam, and this is in the 90s, and somebody said, hey, why don't we get the Fugees on the record? And Leor Cohen is like, who are the Fugees?
Right.
You know, because at that point, really, who were the Fugees? This is before the score. So there are people who work in these offices and make these decisions and guide, you know, superstars' career. Is like, why would you do that with them when we can get you on a record with Future? We'll take 5 more Future records before we even think about doing a record.
And we know
with
they
Phonte.
we know they're going to sound the exact same.
They'll sound the exact same, and all 5 of them will play on the radio.
Yeah.
Like, why would we take a risk with you doing any work with these people that we don't even like? You got to understand, these people who work.
Put Yebba on it.
Yeah, these people.
I fool with Yebba.
Yeah, but you know, these people who work in these offices, they're not fans of music, and so they don't care.
Hey Drake, I'm gonna be honest with you though. I tip my hat for you giving Yebba an interlude.
Yeah, that's dope.
On that album. That is a good look.
That is a good look. But I heard that Kanye watched him at the Fred Hoover joint.
I didn't stay up to watch it. I saw it.
How can you get washed at a concert?
I don't know. I guess the Kanye's version of the show was,
I tell you,
eons better.
People turn
than
everything
Drake's.
into a
they
competition.
Like, they thought this was not a versus.
No, it wasn't.
I tell you one thing. We can wrap up here because I know we got to get to the post show, but we can talk about that free Larry. Oh, we got time. Did you guys see the merch? Did you? You tweeted
Hey man,
about it.
I ain't paying no $250 to $400.
Look,
for a regular shirt.
Hey Terry,
with just
can you just
look,
make,
I print shirts.
Can you just make me one?
Yeah,
I
just make
can.
me a free Hoover.
Just make me exactly.
I have a question though. Do the Curious George boots come with it?
Yes.
I wish.
I think you get those from Walmart though.
I wish we
in
had
the hunting section.
Like straight rubber.
I wish we had certain people in the chat, because I don't care what y'all say, and you can call me what you want in the comments. But those I know what you did last summer boots is trash. I'm sorry.
Them ain't Kanye boots. Them ain't Yeezy boots though.
I don't care what they are.
Them is Walmart.
Is any of that money actually going to Larry Hoover?
Man, they're Balenciaga shirts.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Terry can make everything I saw.
It better say Balenciaga in big letters. And
no, it just says Free Hoover.
You know what I want to
letters.
say under?
It is not even the right.
I paid way too much money for this sweatshirt.
Listen, on the G, it's not even the right color blue. If we talking about Free Hoover.
Well, there we are.
I'm just saying.
You know what else those boots kind of look like? You remember Home Alone 1?
Yes.
My man with the shovel.
Yes.
The neighbor with the old man with the shovel.
With the trash can full of salt.
Yeah, he was.
But I guarantee you,
where bodies were decomposing.
people
Very possible.
people will be walking around with the mugs if they aren't already. I'm just telling you.
Did you see the Yeezy boots that dropped though?
I did not.
Yeah, those are different.
You know how I get down? Would I like those?
You would not, sir.
Okay.
I couldn't even rock them.
You talking about the DuckTales joints?
Nah, it's a different one.
Those are trash.
And they it's almost like they leaned forward.
We gonna
No.
Lean back.
No Fat Joey.
Lean back.
Look, if I can't get a pair of Shoe Carnival, I'm not gonna get them.
Well, you ain't gonna never get them.
Okay, well then.
Dang, don't say
I mean,
he ain't gonna never. You ain't gonna never be great in life.
It's not going.
He ain't.
That has nothing to do with being great.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Everybody knows that I buy whatever I get out of Shoe Carnival for $39 to $49. That's what I'm getting.
I ain't mad at you,
Mike
bro.
always try to twist something to make it sound different than what it actually was.
I got things I spend money on. Tennis shoes, I ain't it.
Red August. Now it's my fault. Oh, this?
Yeah.
These are stupid.
Yes.
These is real?
Yeah.
Wow. Lean on me.
Yeah. What? No.
When you're not strong.
These are not strong.
Yeah.
These are
I'll
not.
be your
What they go for? Hey, the
friend.
ticket loan is $748, by the way.
748 what?
Dollars.
Do you know how many shoes I could buy at a Shoe Carnival for $748?
They had to back a truck up for you, right?
I mean,
I hadn't seen. I don't know. I
You can
didn't know
take
about
all
these.
the rubber from all those shoes that you bought,
Terry-
compile it together, and it can make one of them.
These ain't it, though. You know that, right?
Exactly. I could get
can't
shoes
rock
to
them
match
myself.
every
I
hockey
ain't
jersey
mad
in
at
my
them.
closet.
But you,
I'm not mad at them, but I can't rock those.
I'm
myself.
mad at them. Those is trash. These are stupid too. Would you wear these? This Cruz McDucks?
Nobody can see.
Yeah, they
what
can't
we're
see
talking
what we're
about.
talking about.
Like we've been doing this for 267 episodes.
And Mike knows this. He's
Yeah.
the host of the show, right?
And you're like,
Sorry, y'all. I
Having
want to
side
turn my
conversations.
laptop around.
oh.
All right, man. Sorry, Lon.
What do you think about these invisible? Picture them in your mind.
Yeah,
But I'm
exactly.
not going to even describe them to you.
Maybe
Use your imagination.
they look like they got Velcro.
You know the
straps.
show's over.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Wrap it up, B.
Wrap it up, B. All right, man. We appreciate the support as always. Make sure y'all Google the new old heads and just subscribe and hit the bell for anything that you see that comes up. We appreciate the support. We'll see y'all in the post show. Peace.
Man.